Hi there, I'm Eli Sipka, and this is the Apatros review. This right here is the very first time I've ever covered a piece of media from my absolute favourite franchise, the Terminator franchise. The Terminator franchise, with its various assorted movies, novels, comic books and games, is my absolute favourite science fiction franchise. My first taste came in 1991, when during my early childhood living in Yugoslavia, my uncle was playing a bootleg VHS tape of Terminator 2 Judgment Day on his living room TV when I started watching, right after coming into the room. I can still remember walking into the room and seeing the part where the T-1000 oozes through the ceiling of the elevator after the elevator shootout, then starts reforming to run after our heroes as they make their escape in the stolen cop car. So amazed by what I just saw, I sat down to watch the rest of the movie, and from then on, Terminator 2 became one of my absolute favourite films, a status it keeps to this day as one of my top 7. Or for Predator's my ultimate favourite film, Terminator 2 is second. I've owned multiple copies of all 6 films in the series, and have almost every video game made of the franchise, as well as a handful of action figures, including 3 T-800 NES skeletons. As per my protocol, I'm covering this franchise from worst to best, and so far in my view, the very worst thing to come out of basing itself on this awesome franchise is the Terminator for the NES. For Terminator fans, the 1990s were the golden age of Terminator media. During that time, there were only 2 movies, both of which were masterpieces. There were plenty of comic books and novels for the youngsters and oldsters to read, and if you're a young gamer, you were literally spoilt for choice, as no matter which gaming console you owned, from the NES and Sega Master System for the 8-bit gamers, to the then top dog 16-bit systems like the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, to even PC users on DOS, there were enough Terminator games to play. That being said, plenty of these games are unfortunately pretty damn bad. The Terminator for the NES, which was developed by Radical Entertainment and published by Mindscape, and came out in 1992, stands in my view as the absolute worst game made of the franchise, and based on the first film. The SNES version was only slightly better, the Sega games were okay, the Sega CD version turning out to be an awesome surprise, and the Bethesda Softworks PC game, which was the very first Terminator game ever, was unique for its time. The Terminator for the NES is a simple platformer with some rudimentary driving sections. The player controls an 8-bit Kyle Reese, who has to, for the most part, jump onto platforms and dodge enemies. During the Future War levels, which comprise a third of the game, Reese has to jump onto platforms that, due to awful game coding, are not properly set, so you wind up falling through the platforms if your accuracy is not spot on. The way Reese jumps is also clunky, and when he has to shoot T-800s or turrets, he has to take a crouching position in order to fire. You cannot fire while standing or running, the player then having to press either up or down the D-pad to aim the plasma rifle properly. There are also some blind spots in the gunfires, so there are times when you can't hit the enemy. During the Future War levels, you also have access to grenades, which you have to collect by reaching one and then pressing down to pick up. Toggling between grenades and your rifle is achieved by pressing the select button, which is something I didn't know at the time when I was doing my playthrough, so I never ended up using grenades at all. And truth be told, you don't need the grenades to beat these levels, the plasma rifle being perfectly sufficient. You also get the chance to recreate that iconic Reese Dreams of Future War flashback scene by driving a technical and shooting at the HKs. First the HK Dragon, which is a HK Aerial, and a HK Tanker, the Eradicator, or for aiming the technical's plasma cannons tricky as fuck. I got past those levels simply by having the cheat code for infinite lives on. I'll explain the cheat code later on, so stay tuned. Once Reese arrives in 1984, he's robbed of his weapons, so you have to use your fists to take down enemies. Street punks wearing shades and mohawks and the LAPD beat cops armed with shotguns. Dealing with the latter involves ducking down to dodge a shotgun blast, to getting back up to land a few punches in the cop's face, before ducking back down to dodge the next shot and rinse and repeat. There are some attack dogs on the prowl, of which it is best to simply run away from them. When you're inside the West Highlands police station, you have to find a crate that will allow you to beat the level, using the crate amounting to searching the hole in the top floor, to reaching that hole, and tossing the crate at it, causing the crate to lock in place, for your accuracy has to be spot on, and you're simply jumping onto it to reach the final door. If you decide to explore the cop shop, it will take some time, as the station is pretty damn large and it's easy for the less observant to get lost. There are 2 top-down driving sections booking the police station level, which are utter bullshit, as you simply have to outrun the Terminator, who is coloured blue while your car is coloured red, before the timer reaches 0. The winding streets turning those levels into a strange variant of pinball. When you finally get to the factory, the Terminator shows up in the skeleton form, these levels being the only time the T-800 shows up as a fightable enemy. and you have the choice of either trading blows with an 8-bit Arnie, in the same manner as the cops were earlier, except Arnie uses robotic fist, which actually resembles that shown in the film, his bitch slap, which he hit Reese right before Reese lit his last pipe bomb, blew him in half, or running from him and jumping on crates to get past him. In the factory, you need to find a crate and the key to be able to reach a hydraulic press to finally smash that metallic motherfucker into 8-bit junk, but the trick in that last stretch is to never outrun the T-800, as if you run too far enough from him that he disappears off the screen, he's going to teleport right in front of you, so you have to make sure he's right behind you. The Terminator for the NES is hard. Really fucking hard. The ugly code making jumping onto platforms something of a lucky dip, as the game's collision detection is atrocious. There exist Game Genie hacking cheat codes out there that allow you to play this game with better physics. The game's lack of logic when it comes to figuring out how to progress makes this game a true Nintendo hard experience, as most gamers playing this for the first time will get stuck in the police station without figuring out they need to grab the crate, and the doors aren't marked, so finding the right paths is as hard as Arnie's cyborg balls. The game only allows you a maximum of 6 lives, which you can reach by collecting enough points, and once you run out of lives, the game is completely over. That being said, the only controlled cheat code available is one for Infinite Continues, which consists of the following. Now, if you're playing this on the physical console, you're going to need to have access to a second NES controller, or if you're in an emulator, just simply configure a second controller output. On the second controller, press the following: B, up, left, A. I say again, B, up, left, A. Once you enter the code correctly during gameplay, there is a feedback of a sound. Certainly better than mining points for extra lives by attaching a wrench onto your controller's B button to lock Reese in the firing mode and waiting half a day. Terminator games are known for being hard as Frozen Pierce, the PS2 game Terminator 3 Redemption being the ultimate in this department, but the Terminator for the NES doesn't offer any real pleasure for the gaming masochist, only pure torture. As I've mentioned earlier, the 8-bit Kyle Reese has the plasma rifles as the default weapon for the future war levels, along with the ability to pick up and use grenades. But once he arrives in 1984 for his fatal mission, he only has his hands and feet for punching and kicking the shit out of his foes. During the early 1984 levels, you can pick up baseballs, with which I assume you can throw attack dogs to distract them, but since I never knew about how to toggle them, I just simply ran from the dogs without throwing a single ball. A clean run takes about 20 or 30 minutes, although the insane difficulty means most players will be spending hours trying to beat this. That cheat code I mentioned earlier helps to no end, but you're still going to be spending hours on this unless you're a hardcore Super Mario Bros. Fan who can eat platforms for breakfast, lunch and dinner. This game got a negative reputation amongst the young gamers of the day, and many reviewers have since considered it to be one of, if not the worst Terminator games ever made. The game was only ever issued onto the NES, and you'll need to either get a physical cartridge and a working NES console, or by finding the ROM in a good NES emulator. I played my ROM on JNES, which gave me an extra advantage and uses save states. So save states is actually a good thing to use for this game, than the cheat. Along with programming a second controller input, I believe this game is far better suited for emulation than original NES console gaming. The Terminator for the NES is, hands down in my view, the absolute worst Terminator game ever made. Awful platforming, atrocious hit detection, and lack of internal game logic all conspire to turn this into a game that the NES fans back in the 1990s all tend to avoid, unless they were seriously hard up for the challenge, or were hardcore masochists. I give Terminator for the NES a D-, 1 out of 10. It's atrocious. And that's actually the only bit of Terminator media I'm giving a D- to. Okay, hope you guys enjoy that. If you have any questions, comments, or associated trivia for this review subject, please leave in the comments, happy to respond. Hope you guys are staying safe, take it easy, and see ya. I'll be back. Wait, I'll be back. That's good.